I'm Michael Milisits, and earlier this week I announced my intention to challenge Michael Turner for his seat representing Ohio's 10th Congressional District in the Ohio House of Representatives. I'd like to talk a little bit today about why I'm challenging Mr. Turner and the state of political discourse in this country in general. But first, I would like to talk a little bit about an incident that happened in the district this week that touches close to me and many of my fellow union brothers and sisters' hearts, and that is the death of Carl Allen. Carl was shot in the neck while driving with his 3-year-old girl in the car early Tuesday morning. His untimely passing is tragic and is being investigated currently as a homicide by the Dayton Police Department. My heartfelt condolences go out to his family, particularly to his daughter, who is now going to grow up without a father because of a senseless act of violence. But that's where we find ourselves in America today. We find ourselves sending out thoughts and prayers for yet another senseless act of violence. We find ourselves where a newly elected congressman assaults a journalist the night before his state's people send him to Congress. In a world where our president pushes a world leader out of the way so he can get a better spot in the picture. What is going on with this world? I found myself in a customer's living room just this week, hours after I found out one of my coworkers had been killed, with a customer watching Fox News look me straight in the eyes and say, "Those damn Democrats, I wish I could drag them all out in the street and shoot them." To a complete stranger. He had no idea that he was talking to a declared Democratic congressional candidate. This is where we find ourselves in our reality today. This is why I am running, because our nation is now being controlled by people who are not living in the same reality that you and I are living in. They are living in a concocted virtual reality. They live in an insular bubble created by big media corporations to sell ad space. This is no way to govern a country. We must stand up now and unite against this madness. There is no excuse for anyone to not vote from here on out. I am not asking you to jump on a boat, risk death in passage to the New World, only to come here to fight to feed your family, also fighting an indigenous people and the largest empire on the face of the planet. I'm just saying that we have got to fix this, and we can fix this at the polls. Our congressional representative has been in office he's in his 8th term. He will have completed 16 years. That is 2 8-year presidencies. He came in at the beginning of George W. Bush. He has been complicit in everything that has happened since the Bush administration began. Are we going to allow him to return to Washington for a 9th term? We have to stand up and unite. We're not going to turn this district blue. This is not a blue district. But it's not a red district either. I think that this district is purple at its core. And we have got to stand up and unite together to make this district an example for all districts. That this is how we take back a district for the people. I run because we find ourselves in a constitutional crisis. Our president appointed a national security advisor who had been obviously compromised by the Russians. He was warned by a previous president, and yet he did nothing. Remember what happened the last time a president was warned by their predecessor that something was coming? Because I sure do. 3,000 lives were lost when the president didn't listen the last time. What's going to be the cost this time? We must remove the Republican Party from power. I understand people are not happy with the Democrats, but at least the Democrats are not facilitating treason. We have a special prosecutor We're not even 6 months into the first term of Donald Trump, and already we've had to appoint special counsel. When are we going to stop this insanity? I'm running because I am an average person from this district who finds himself with the unique opportunity, because of my good union job, that I can actually afford to take the time to run. And I ask that you get behind me, and we go to Washington and we represent real people, not corporate people. Maybe we can even repeal corporate personhood. But the most important thing that we are fighting in 2018 is the removal of the Trump administration and their clutch on power, because this is no longer a presidency. This is moving towards a dictatorship. He's issuing executive orders like they're fiats. We cannot allow this to continue. So I ask you, people of Ohio's 10th congressional district, stand with me as we stand up against this radical right-wing agenda and take back Ohio's 10th congressional district for the people of the Miami Valley.